Between 10 and 12, you'll be here.
Here at the workshop.
At the workshop. So you're doing your normal, everyday self-management SM workshop. And then from 12,
It's the other way around. Yeah.
no, from 3, from 1500 hours to 1800 hours, which you leave around 1700 hours, I understand.
Yeah.
That's where you do the organization and the community hours.
So, what? So the organization is asking us to try and push izinto zethikade ekuseni for this 3 months, just for this 3 months, to try and move things from, from 11 owenza washing to,
Well,
I
I wake up at 6 or during the week, and then it's cause I'm shooting gas and Magvin when it's some breakfast in the at 7 o'clock. I'm leaving to arrive here at 9. So during the week, I'm getting a washing because I can't do it during the week.
And can you manage it per outfit? Ebusuku bawubuza ukuthi uzowash then your washing doesn't pile up and you won't be stressed.
And this is your time, brother. This is your time.
It includes but that from 10 to 12.
Yeah, it can be organization or community. Yeah. Lesiba was curious to know when it's your time, what happens there? Are you able to use this to manage your things? Yeah, because we only see you here when it has to do with organization, and then we learn all these concepts. But with the implementation, how are you managing your time? So then I was sharing with him that we all look at the time as 24 hours. And then within the 24 hours, we take 12 hours, which is most people are active there, yeah, for 12 hours. But when it comes to the organization and you, we are using 9 hours of that time. We are zooming into 9 hours of that time. So meaning the 12 hours that you have, we don't know what happens with the 3 hours.
The first 3 hours.
First 3 hours, we don't know. But we're interested to see, when we zoom in, we're interested to see kule 9 hours what happens. And also, kule 9 hours, in actuality, what we do with you is we leave you 6 to 9, yeah, we leave it alone, but we are all curious to know, are you managing, are you using it, is it being implemented? And if you're using it and you're not successful because you're still all over the place, because you haven't used your time wisely. So if we zoom in, we can kind of like chat and say, why don't you try this? Why don't you just do one item at one outfit at a time? Yeah. Why don't you maybe do cook? If you have to cook for the family, why don't you cook in the morning before you leave, and then go? Things like those. We can give you tips on the first 3 hours, and then we are with you from 10. And you've exhausted your 3 hours, yeah? When we're with you from 10, that means we spend time with you 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We spend 7 hours with you. We spend 6 hours with you, yeah? Because there's a lunch break. So gule 6 hours, so you and us, we share 6 hours. And gule 6 hours, there is SM, self-management concepts, there is community matters, there is organizational matters here. So you still have your time, because Maucha is along of 5, you still have your time until
the morning.
Until the
next 10, tomorrow 10 o'clock.
Until, yeah.
I think the best thing is to master it that first 3 hours.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to wake up very
early. Get it for me now, because the first 3 hours I'm trying to put those elements like masculine and you can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because I spend Songere's card, I'm on the road from Amangpuma 7 o'clock, I'm working there, then I have to be aware why maybe I might be feeding my physical by moving from one point to the other and then taking then I have to master it ukuthi ngizazi ukuthi exactly mangiyenza ka so what am I feeding in that, because now mangeza the way ngingakhona mangeza ngimathi that first isikhathi ngizokutshela ukuthi I'm traveling, you know. And in that travel there is whole lot of things of which I've created a habit with mangise taxi I must read, you know, so of which I'm getting used to ukufunda. That means I'm fulfilling something of myself and ngaleso sikhathi mangayimastara leyo nto, you know, it can yeah.
Okay, I'm also aware that you're struggling with the emotional aspect because of your relationship. So in the morning there, I want to make an example. Let's say emotionally you connect with the family because you cook for them. So when you can wake up at 5 instead of 6, so that you can do something for the family at that time. And if you wake up at 5, then 6, 7, you got 2 hours before you leave. So if you can just tell yourself that immediately that I wake up, I pray, I bath, and then the time that I have left before I go out is for my family, and you can do something for them. Because even when you come back, I notice you saying things like you will be reading whilst you're playing with the child, which is, you haven't allocated time for them. So if you decide that, I'm going to give this time for my emotional, comfort, I'm going to give this time to my family. This is for them. You can even create something they're not used to, you cooking a meal for them, and they wake up, what? It's like Peggy, and that's your connection, and it's intense, it's loving, it's compassionate, and you've done it. I'm just making an example.
Will help.
Wake up at 4.
All right. Any other question around this?
Yeah, it's not like you said the team leaders and the group should meet at least once a week
For their team.
So it means this meeting has to be done before Sunday.
Yes. Between Monday and Friday, you guys have to, with your team, allocate time where you will meet to discuss progress in your team, because that is what we are going to expect from you in the communication meeting as a team leader. So you have to allocate time right there between Monday and Friday, maybe in your SM time, I don't know, team program in Amajika, but you have to allocate some time for you and your team. To check or now whatever uyaspana or usmanga or smanga, to check if one uyaspana and so on and so on, and to receive reports from them. It has to be done during the week.
Maybe Friday. Last
Friday.
On Friday.
You have your
Team meetings.
team meeting.
But for this week,
But given that other people are in certain groups, you may not want to do it on the same day, because the team leader here may be in another team and he is expected to report. So you avoid having team meetings on the same day.
Ngacela something. Ngacela on only on Friday the SM is a XN. Yeah, XN like from 10 up until 12. Then siyas ukuthi by then, because in the action plan ngaba nokuthi sibe no meeting somewhere, we go my action plan where to mase ukuthi we must go out there to outsource members. And the only time to outsource members is after school. Ngingathi saboma 2 o'clock whereby ngaba thola to bring them so that we can have more students Saturday. I'm talking in terms of
your plan.
My plan. So must on Sunday, Saturday, no meeting. Whenever you plan a meeting, most of all your meetings, you done them Sunday, Friday after it's teas, I hope that can work for most of the, because city in the plan I'm going out to go for but only to multi-bega. You do your office work and and then later on so we SM until it's over. Then you can actually go out. But Friday afternoon, you go there, you're feeling everything. I'm going there, outsourcing my members from other places. Then with at least the action plan in a week. That's my plea. Only that day would be excellent. I don't know if it's okay with other people's
Alright, cool.
All right. I think Nina,
I think that time, Monday to Friday, it's not just reporting to each other, but there should be time allocated to the plan, to make a good plan. Then time for implementation, then time for reporting. So if you can look at how you divide your time, Monday to Friday. Yeah.
Thank you. And the other thing that was a little concern that we spoke about with Mamtu was whether we understand all these three things. What are the organizational goals? What are the programs? And the role of SM in all these three, in all these two. And we sort of agreed that we will have some one-on-one with you guys once a week, maybe on a Saturday, to just actually check if you really understand what is going on here. Because if we do not do that, we are facing a danger that at the end of the program, you actually don't understand what's going on in that 3 months. Because we expect that in 3 months you'll be able to go out there confidently and teach other people this thing and be able to implement it on your own. So if we do not do one-on-one meetings where we ask you certain questions to check your understanding, we would be working in the dark. So besides the group reports, we would also be having a one-on-one meeting with you guys to see if you really understand the SM management program and so on and so on. So that we can confidently say that no, we have a good facilitator here. Is that cool? It will also help you. It will also help you see where you.
Yeah, I think the one-on-one thing will help so much. Because I guess for myself, I think I might have an individual action plan, which I feel like maybe on one-on-one and also get some tips on which one to come first.
And also some of the questions that you have, or clarity on certain issues around the whole program, you can be able to ask in there and be sure that you are very, very clear about what is going on.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Right. Then we'll give you a schedule. I'm sure I'll sit with Ayanda and give you times, for the one-on-ones. And they will be like that on a weekly basis. So at this time is my one-on-one. And it's sort of also giving you some leadership tips. I don't know, there's a professional word for that, I forgot it, when you are being coached on how to do certain things better. And that's about it. And we also have to, because Amajika has a lot of programs. I thought about this and made a note. Amajika has a lot of things that are going on. No, you can't see this, I'll tell you. They have a lot of things that are going on. There are a lot of things in Amajika that are going on. So as leaders, or as the first group of facilitators that have been trained, it's important to look at other programs and see how you can bring them into the bigger program. That for me was another important thing. Not focus on only this. As you do your research, what other things have been done in the past and can be brought into this program or into your activity, into a specific area of activity. So for me, that was another important thing to do. And the questions, of course, facilitators. Why do we have facilitators? Why do we need facilitators? When do we need them? When should we be ready? And where are you going? And who are these facilitators? Those are some of the questions that we were talking about this morning. Who are you? Where are you going? Why do we need this program? And the why part is very important, because as you go into communities, people are going to ask you, okay, Lord. Yeah, and that's why it's very important for us that we must have this one-on-one, so that we can ask you this question, why SM? What is the relevance of SM in our lives? I mean, do you really think we need it? Do you think I need to be managed? I don't need to be managed. I've been doing fine for the past 20 years without blame to Yakule. Why? And you have to be able to present it to me in a way that I would understand that it's important in my life. And if you don't pass those questions, then it means chances are you will be intimidated outside and will not be able to present it with confidence. Because there are people out there that are just devil's advocates. They will just
Kill you.
so you have to be able to understand it to present it effectively to other people. Right? Any questions before I think my part is done? Any question?
When Mamdu was breaking down the team meetings to meeting for action plan, then time for implementation, and then the meeting for reporting, I wanted to propose that on Mondays the team meet for action plans, and then they have Tuesday to Thursday to do their implementation, and then on Friday they can report, and partly Friday implement, because he says on Fridays they can do something in the afternoon. So I'm just proposing Mondays for the team action plan meetings. I guess for this week, I guess after this week maybe it will be less, but because there is no action plan for this week, try Monday to meet with team and prepare the team action plan, and then on
Give each other roles.
yes, give roles and activities, so that the rest of the week, Tuesday to Thursday, you're implementing everything that is expected of you, and then on Friday you come back to your team to report.
And that gives the team leader Saturday to prepare a report to present on Sunday.
Yes. Put that Saturday. So Saturday team leader prepares report for Sunday.
And how you're going to do it, we really do not know. You would have to figure it out. You know?
Stretching.
Yeah, you have to figure it out. What time are you going to do the reports and stuff like that? Because even at work, those that go to between 8 and 4:30, that's your work time. But you find that you have so much work that you take work home, and you're not going to be paid for that extra hours. The point is the manager wants the report tomorrow morning, and you have to work until 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock to prepare it. So you have to then move into those other hours, and create some time to make sure that you report. So the one excuse that we're not going to accept is I did not have time.
Because life is not like that. Real life is like
You
this.
have to say, I did not have time to do this. You have to find time. You have to make time, and that time must not affect the time of other things like your family and emotional and other physical and spiritual things. Somewhere along the way, you have to learn to manage.
Yeah, man.
Well, I want to be clear.
Yeah.
What does
I want to be
it say?
clear on it.
Need to be
As I see in the companies,
Yeah.
they know that their directors tomorrow they must go somewhere, and he doesn't know the road. He drives the whole night to go and check the
Good.
whole thing, how he's gonna drive, so that tomorrow morning when he drive with his
boss.
directors,
Yeah.
he just goes straight. He get that thing overnight.
Yeah.
It didn't slip, so that
He's not paid for
yeah,
it.
it's not paid for.
Because but he knows what
Yeah,
iposo yami kusasa is going to KwaZulu Natal, Gugundlovu or whatever, and he does not know the way. So he will find ways to make time that he goes there. And I born in Ghana because you don't want to be having your MEC and stopping asking for directions.
And it's not paid for it.
And it doesn't pay for us.
Exactly.
And it doesn't open up.
So you have to go next door.
No, because there was training last week at Liberty, so I didn't know. I had to go the day before, so I wouldn't be late for the next one.
Go and check it out.
That's true.
What's in man?
That was at your own time.
So what we're doing now, we're still cleaning this home, like everything that we're checking the files, the mistakes that have been
In
done
the past.
in the
Or
past,
bettering whatever.
bettering whatever that we've been doing before we go out and do, like organizing a show. It's every week doing some things like that. Before we do those things, we must start here first.
You
That's
help
what we do.
yourself first
Okay.
before you help others.
Okay. That's what I wanted to be clear.
And there might, in the week, there might be something that comes in that has to do with your department. So you need to make an action for that, even if you know that we are at the beginning stage where we're trying to organize and clean up the house and research and be clear. So when something does come through that needs attention and it's in your department, then you need to add it to your action plan and deal with it, because there's things that need to still continue happening, even if Tina siyazi ukuthi we are now at a stage where we want to understand what's here and organize it properly.
So umsebenzi wona uzoqhubeka, and sometimes we'll just keep adding certain things, and when I have to just find time to maneuver that.
Yes, because it's the flexibility, quality of a leader that we all went through that other time. So singabi sad when things come in, because then that sadness is a load. We just have to be flexible.
Mina ngicela something. I'm calling out for support each and every program, you know. So ungaboni ukuthi i department yomuntu iyafela and you can help. You say let him fail, you know, because sometimes we're failing, not being aware that we're failing, but you can see from the outside level, you know what, lo muntu iyafela lapha, let me help this person.
You need to
Because
work as a team.
yeah, because at the end of the day, we got to outshine. I want to outshine him. Then that's not a spirit of togetherness.
And it affects this thing again. Again, we are here.
We're talking about one goal.
Yeah. My reason of saying that, I don't want us to realize it when it already affected the organization. Let's realize it when it's now, because sometimes I'm in this department, but because of something, and then I have a simpler way, or maybe to add what they can do with and then I can just pop in. But hey, you know, you can do 1, 2, 3, you know. And then because I just want to go to outshine then the whole purpose of balancing it's not there, you know. The competition